Hello everyone, welcome to the video blog of Tona Brown. I wanted to take the time to talk to you about a new series that I'm doing entitled If You Don't Laugh, You're Gonna Cry. Because one of the most important lessons to learn is that failures, or what people think are failures, are actually learned experiences, and you're meant to go through them and they make you stronger. Now, I'm going to talk to you briefly as I can, about an experience that I had recently. Over the past 3 or 4 years, I've been trying to actively do performances for various Pride organizations, and one such Pride organization was Baltimore Black Pride. Now, 3 years ago, I was asked by one of my girlfriends to come and perform for the organization, and I thought it would be wonderful. They were doing a commemorative dinner for African American trans people, and there was a panel of distinguished guests, and it was just very elegant and very nice. And I was supposed to perform at the hotel for some sort of like party gathering sort of thing. And I thought this would be really, really hot, right? Well, it ended up being a hot mess, simply because the organization wasn't too used to hiring artists, and so nothing was right. I mean, okay, so let me start from the beginning. I got on a train, went up to Baltimore from Hampton Roads, where I lived in Chesapeake, Virginia, and I'm all giddy and happy. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fabulous. I get to perform for my people. This is great. I get there to the train station, and there's no one there to pick me up. I was supposed to be escorted from the train station over to the hotel. So I'm sitting there. I called my liaison and I say, hey, I'm here. I'm so excited about doing this. This is going to be great. Oh, when did you get here? I'm like, I've been here for about 30 minutes. Oh, I'm going to send someone to come pick you up. I'm there for 45 minutes. I'm there for an hour. 2.5 hours later, I called them and asked them, well, where is the hotel? Is it far from the train station? So the train station manager says, hey, your hotel is not that far. It's a quick cab ride. I jump in the cab using my coin, run down to the hotel, and when I get to the hotel, guess what? I'm looking at people and I'm like, oh, okay, so, you guys supposed to have my hotel room together. And they asked me if I can pay a room deposit. I'm like, what? A room deposit? So I'm like, okay, no. I've already been here for 2.5 hours, stuck at the train station. And now you're going to tell me that I need to pay a room deposit. Right. So I get on the phone. Now, by this time, I'm a little pissed because this is just ridiculous. Because I'm pretty sure if I was Pat LaBelle or Keith Boykin or anyone else, trust and believe you would have a whole slew of people to come and make sure that the artist is together, especially being that I was headlining, one of the headlining performers for the event, actually the headlining performer for that particular event. So I say, okay, Tona, it's all good. They send someone to come over. The person says, don't worry about it. Come on in. The room is fine. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Get to the evening, and so I'm supposed to go and perform. Now, I was already informed that there was no piano. I go downstairs. Not only are there pianos, but there are four of them throughout the entire hotel. They had upright pianos, they had grand pianos. So I'm like, I'm doing this thing, one, way reduced fee, okay, way grossly reduced than what I charge, okay, because I want to be a part of this. And I know that they're a non-for-profit organization, and it's a Black Pride thing, and I'm just like in it. I'm just like, we're gonna go for it, and I'm gonna make this work because that's how I do things. I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it work. Girls, oh my word. Get down there and I say, well, I thought you guys said that there was no piano. Oh, well, they were going to charge us an extra $300 for the piano. Oh Okay, well, Tona, don't be a diva. Roll with it. This is new. You don't normally perform for stuff like this. It's in a different sort of venue than you're used to dealing with. Roll with it. Get down to do the performance. And I'm like, oh, where's it going to be? They say, oh, you can warm up. It's this big, beautiful, grand ballroom, and it has a stage, and everything is lovely. I'm assuming that it's going to be here. I'm playing, and I'm all in it, and I'm like, warming up my voice and everything. And they say, oh, it's not going to be here. It's going to be over here. Children, it was a bar. Now, not only was it a bar, it was a small bar, and I didn't have accompaniment, and I'd been stuck for 2.5 hours, the whole nine. I just said, let's go and do this and get it over with. The performance was a smashing success. People that they didn't think would be interested were really interested. But come to find out, they thought that I was going to do a lip sync performance. Now, anyone who reads anything about me online has never read anything about me doing lip singing. Why would I lip sing with a la voce? Okay. So I was appalled when I found out that's what the real teas were. And it was a messed up experience. So the next year they asked me to come back. I say no. They change over some management. I get to talking to them this year, and they say, oh, we're having a cultural affair, and we think it would be fabulous for you to come. We see that you perform for the president, and you're doing all these wonderful things as far as advocacy. This is going to be great. Now, normally I would have said, hell no. But because I just moved to Baltimore and I thought, this would be a really good experience, let's see what this is going to be. Let it go, Tona. The stuff of the past is the past. So this year I'm preparing to get everything together for this cultural affair. What a fabulous idea. I mean, they had delegates, they had distinguished people that they want to give awards to show them how we appreciated what they're doing in the community. Fabulous. But this time, I say, you're going to have to pay my real fee. Okay? And so they went, got the funding, and everything seemed to be fine. So I hear about the funding. I'm all excited. It was a local club that really went above and beyond to make sure that I would be set up to come from Virginia, because I moved back to Virginia, and do this performance. I find out that they're not going to give me a hotel room, even though that's what I asked for. And I say, okay, well, if you can't give me a hotel room, then why don't you go ahead and pay your remaining balance, which they'd given me the deposit, and that way I will pay for my own hotel room. Because mind you, I've had issues with them in the past, and I don't want to be set up with no hotel because someone forgot to book it or whatever. Obviously, they don't have their stuff together. You learn from the past. So they say that's fine. So they give me they give me the deposit check. Everything's fine. Girl, I go in to cash the second balance check. And why I'm standing in line. Now, mind you, hair wrapped up, looking some kind of way, because I'm thinking I'm going to go in here, get this check, and be out. I had 2 gowns that I had put on hold that were going to be fabulous. I had musicians to pay, whatever. This is going to be cute because, they got their stuff together now, right? Wrong. Why do people tell me that they think that the check is counterfeit? I was done. Are you serious? First, it was late. It was supposed to have been given to me on that Tuesday. Here we are on that Friday. So that was the first thing that was irritating the pure snot out of me. And then to turn around and someone say, oh, guess what? It's counterfeit. I was like, there must be a mistake. Like, are you serious? I have to go to the back of the post office. Girl, I have to go to the back of the post office, and I'm sitting here thinking, am I going to go to jail? I've never had to deal with anything like this before. Oh my So I'm livid. Of course, I'm just livid. Like, I cannot believe this is happening. And my assistant is with me, and he is just like rubbing my shoulder, like, Tona, calm down. I call one of the board members and say, look, they just said that your check is counterfeit. What's going on? Oh no, it's not that serious. That has to be a mistake. I'm gonna take care of it. I say, okay, well, you need to pay me, and you need to pay me in cash. I don't want no other check. And I need my coin tonight. Tonight. So I don't hear from someone. This is about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I hear from someone around 7 o'clock, and they say, "Oh, we got the money. Just come tomorrow. Everything's fine." Mind you, I'd been on 3 radio shows. I'd been in 2 magazines and three to 4 newspapers advertising that I'm going to be performing for this event. And one thing that you all will always know, I never do no shows. If I'm supposed to be somewhere and everything is lined up the way it's supposed to be, I'm going to be there perched and ready, okay, to perform, because that's what I love to do. So I hear from this individual, and they say, "Oh, this." I hang up the phone. I think about it, say, "No, no, 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 no. Past experience, y'all don't have your stuff together. Now, here I am trying to be nice, and I'm about to get stiffed." That's what I'm thinking to myself. So I write them and say, "Look, you guys need to meet me tonight and pay me. Because I'm not going to get my musicians to come all the way from Virginia to come all the way up to Baltimore, and you don't have your stuff together." I hear from this individual that says, "Okay, meet me at 10 o'clock at night." Now I'm supposed to perform Saturday and Sunday for 2 events for them. Get there, and I'm talking to the guy. He says, "Okay, meet me at 10 o'clock, blah, 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 blah." 9:30 p.m., I'm driving with my assistant to go back up to Baltimore. We're driving along. I said, "You know what? They don't have this money." Bring. Hello. Well, we've decided to go another direction. We've decided to move on, and they cancel it. Really? Okay, so I put up with a counterfeit money order, which later the post office said wasn't counterfeit, but they thought it was. So, in all, this whole drama could have been alleviated had the post office done what they were supposed to do, had the people paid me on time like they were supposed to, and that didn't happen. And I not had faith in them that they were going to do the right thing. And I come from the place of the show must go on. So I'm just assuming that the show is going to go on. So of course they're going to have their coin together, right? Wrong. So it was a hot, hot, horrific, tragic mess. And the one thing I want to say is that it was a learning experience, because trust me, if any of your organizations want to contact Tona Brown and the Aida String Ensemble to perform, you got to have your coin up front. I take cash only. There's a cancellation fee, all kinds of stuff. It was a learning experience, and even though it was very frustrating to go through and it was tragic, and I kept thinking, how unprofessional can these people be, and blah 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 blah, there were things that I could have done to safeguard it. I could have, when they didn't have their second payment, it should have been off right there. I definitely shouldn't have advertised for them that early. Okay, you didn't pay me up in full, even though an organization had given them 2 times almost my fee so that they could take care of me. You didn't offer me a hotel. You're not paying on time. And the first check came from their bank, and the second bank came from the post office. I mean, what the hell? So it was all it was all a learning experience, and it's something I want to share with you, because people assume that when you're an artist everything always goes flawlessly and perfectly, and that life is always so wonderful, but shit does happen, and it happens to us all the time. Okay, so I want to share that with you, and hopefully this will help people to know that you still should have a positive outlook on life. You can't help other people. There are people that are dishonest in this world. There are people that don't have their stuff together. There are organizations that don't have their stuff together. There are people that will try to stiff you and treat you wrong. But learn from the situation to be a bigger and better person. Always take the high road. There's no need for craziness. It is what it is. I've learned from it. I will never associate myself with that organization again. I've let it be known to everyone around me that in order for me to even consider to do anything with them, they owe me a written apology for not just myself, but for my fans who wanted to see me perform and thought that I didn't show up. Now, how does that look for my reputation for you to just be like, oh, she's a no show? So, no, not happening. So, I will let you guys go, and I hope you found this story entertaining, even though I was going through it at the time. And again, if you don't laugh, you will cry. Bye.